Hello all, in this video we are going to see how to create flat files dynamically using SSIS as well as in Informatica. Now to validate that, we are going to load records from this employees relational table, which is SQL Server table, into three different flat files that is based on the company name. So here in this case, since we have three different companies, our output should have three different flat files. So in this case, in Zensar there are three records. So for Zensar file it should have three different records, and remaining two files should have one record each. So let's create SSIS package first, and after that we'll go to Informatica. So file, new project. I will pull execute SQL task, and I will add this query first just to retrieve different company names. Define the new connection, add SQL statement, result set has to be result set, define the variable. Since we are retrieving result set, data type for our variable has to be object. Define name as obj company name. Okay, now we have to execute another query based on the company names. So this task will give us three different company names, company values, and based on each value we have to execute the another query. And to do that, we have to add for each loop container. Just pass this object value to for each loop container. Define the collection type as for each OD emulator, and define the value or variable which you got from earlier transformation, earlier task. And that value we are going to store, in this case in the string str company name. So each value which we get from earlier task in the form of object, will store that into string variable. Now based on this value we'll execute another query, and to do that we have to add data flow task. So inside data flow task we again have to execute the SQL query. For that we'll use OLEDB connection. It has to be source connection. SQL command. This question mark is nothing but the parameter which we are getting from the for each container, and for each container we have defined a variable value as str company name. We have to write these values into a flat file. Define the flat file connection. Our flat file should be delimited. It has to be rather comma separated. It should have header information, define column names as well. id first underscore name last underscore name city and the last one is company. Since we have to create these files dynamically, we also have to change the connection. So before doing that, just define another variable called string folder name, and we have to create those files at this particular folder. Go to the properties of flat file connection, go to expressions, define connection string value as the combination of folder name and company name. If you want, you can define extension as well. I'll use as CSV. We are done. Just execute the package and let's see. It has completed successfully. So we got 3 different files. So Zensar should have 3 records. We have, and remaining 2 files should have 1 record each. Okay, so this is how we can create files dynamically using SSIS. Same task we'll perform now using Informatica. I will close this SSIS. I will delete these files as well. Let's open Informatica workflow as well as mapping designer. So while creating a flat file dynamically in Informatica, it's quite simple. If you go to your target definition, so this is our target file, and here if you see, I will delete this port. This is the last icon at your target definition in a columns tab. If you click on that icon, a new port called file name will appear. So whatever value you specify to this port, the file name which will get created will have that particular file or that particular name. We'll see that. So in this case our source has to be employees table. Create file dynamically, and our target has to be employees target. And we need 2 different transformations, expression and transaction control. We'll create 2 variable ports, one for decision and another to store old company value. If old value equals to current value, then value has to be no change, otherwise value has to be changed. And this decision will pass to transaction control transformation using output. So we will commit the transaction if O decision has value as change. Or else we'll continue the existing transaction. Since we have to create file based on the company name, we'll connect company port to file name port. So our mapping is in valid state. Generate the workflow. Just once again check the logic. If old company name and the new existing company name is same, then no change, or else change. And we are passing this decision port from the output port, and based on the change, based on the value of that particular decision port, if it is changed, then commit or else continue. Our source has to be SQL Server. And files should get created at this folder. Files should also have header information, and here this particular file name does not matter. Okay, let's open workflow monitor as well. Okay, just execute the workflow. Please bear with me, my PC is quite slow. Okay, it started running. So it should read 5 records, and it should create 3 different files. Out of that, one file should have 3 records, and remaining 2 files should have 1 record each. And in this case, we haven't specified the extension name while passing the name value at target definition. Our target files should not or will not have any extension. Okay, so these files got created. This is the default file which doesn't have any records, and that got created because we had specified that file name over here. That you can ignore. So Zensar file should have 3 records. Okay, so there is a reason, like 1 record got missed. It's because the records are not in order. So So in this case, first the file for this particular record file got created, and after that for these two records got overwritten into same file. So let's add the order by clause. Okay, refresh the workflow, and I will delete these files as well so that there won't be any confusion. Okay, just execute the workflow. It's running now. Okay, the workflow got completed successfully. Let's check how many records we have in sensor file. So it has 3 records now, and remaining 2 files should have 1 record each. Yeah, thank you for watching this video.